The phone slipped from my hand, clattering onto the marble countertop like a gunshot in the quiet of the venue's lobby. The manager's words echoed in my skull. "Your aunt called this morning. She said to cancel the small setup. Intimate ceremony for 50, right? She's booking the grand hall for 300 guests instead. Paid the deposit already. Said it was a surprise for you." His smile faltered as he saw my face drain of color, my fists clenching until my nails bit into my palms. Surprise. This wasn't a gift. It was a gut punch, a deliberate sabotage disguised as generosity. My Aunt Valerie, perfect, poised, poison-laced Valerie, had just hijacked my wedding, turning my quiet dream into her ostentatious nightmare. Rage boiled up, hot and acrid, choking me as I imagined her smug voice on that call, rewriting my life with a credit card swipe. I stormed out into the parking lot, the autumn wind whipping my hair like accusatory fingers. How dare she? Alex and I had planned this for months. A simple beachside vow exchange at Sunset Cove venue, just close friends and family, no frills, no facade. It was our escape from the chaos of our families, especially hers. Valerie, my mother's sister, had always loomed like a shadow, her wealth from that shady real estate empire buying her influence over everyone. But this was war. My chest tightened with humiliation. I could already hear the whispers at the rehearsal dinner, guests wondering why the bride looked so blindsided. Heartbreak mingled with the fury. Alex would be devastated. He hated crowds, his anxiety flaring in social swarms. Was that her angle? To push him to the edge, make him bolt. Driving home, my mind raced through denial's slippery slopes. Maybe it was a misunderstanding. Valerie loved surprises. Perhaps she thought we couldn't afford better. But no, that was a lie I told myself to dull the edge of resentment building like storm clouds. She knew. I'd told her explicitly over brunch last month. Her manicured nails tapping impatiently on the table as I described our vision. "Darling, that's quaint," she'd said with that condescending lilt, her eyes scanning the room for someone more important. "But family expects more. You wouldn't want to disappoint." Her words now felt like foreshadows, subtle barbs I'd ignored in my desperation for familial peace. Obsession crept in as I gripped the steering wheel, fantasies flickering, me confronting her at her mansion, smashing her prized crystal vase, watching her facade crack. By the time I pulled into our driveway, guilt gnawed at the edges. Was I overreacting? Valerie had raised me after Mom died, her generosity, a double-edged sword that kept me indebted. But this betrayal sliced deeper, exposing the rot beneath. Alex was waiting inside, his lanky frame hunched over blueprints at the kitchen table. He was an architect, always sketching escapes. "Hey, love," he said, looking up with that boyish grin that usually melted my worries. But today it fueled my resolve. I couldn't let her ruin us. I poured it out, my voice trembling at first, then hardening. "She called the venue, Alex. Changed everything. 300 people. It's like she's erasing us." His face shifted from confusion to anger, his jaw tightening. "What the hell? We specifically chose small because of me." He ran a hand through his hair, pacing. "My family's mess, your aunt's ego, it's too much." His vulnerability stung. His parents' divorce had left him wary of spectacles, and Valerie knew that from family gatherings where she'd probed like a surgeon. Dialogue flowed raw between us. "We have to call her," he insisted. "Demand she back off." But I shook my head, a cold plan forming. "No, not yet. She wants control. Let's see how she likes losing it." That night, sleep evaded me, my mind a whirlwind of inner conflict. Resentment festered. How many times had Valerie manipulated outcomes? Like when she helped with my college applications, steering me away from art to business because creativity doesn't pay. Heartbreak resurfaced in waves. She'd been my only family anchor, yet here she was capsizing my ship. Doubt whispered, "Am I capable of revenge?" Moral qualms twisted my gut. What if confronting her shattered the fragile family ties? But obsession won, fantasies evolving into strategies. I'd play along, let her think she'd won, then strike where it hurt, her reputation. The next morning I called the venue manager back, my voice steady despite the tremor in my hands. "Confirm the change," I said, forcing a laugh. "Aunt Valerie's full of surprises." He hesitated. "You sure?" She sounded insistent. Insistent. That word lingered like a clue. Why the urgency? Suspicion bloomed as I hung up, driving to Valerie's estate unannounced. The wrought iron gates loomed, the driveway lined with manicured hedges that screamed control. She answered the door in a silk robe, her silver hair impeccable, surprise flickering before her mask slipped on. "Emma, darling, what a lovely visit." Her hug was perfunctory, her perfume cloying like overripe fruit. We sat in her sunroom, overlooking the pool where I'd spent childhood summers under her watchful eye. "I heard about your little gift," I said, keeping my tone light, though my pulse thundered. She beamed, sipping tea. "Oh yes, I couldn't let you have some backyard affair. The family name deserves grandeur. Think of the photos, the connections." Connections. Her eyes gleamed with hidden motives, and tension coiled tighter. "But Alex and I wanted intimate," I pressed, watching for cracks. She waved it off. "Nonsense. He'll adapt. Men do." Suppressed rage simmered. Her dismissal of him felt personal, laced with disdain. As we talked, subtle hints emerged. She mentioned inviting old family friends, her voice dropping on friends like a veiled threat. My mind raced. Who? Why? Inner thoughts churned, denial fading, replaced by cold resolve. She was hiding something. That afternoon, I rifled through old family albums at home, fingers tracing faded photos. There, Valerie and my father before Mom, their smiles too intimate. Rumors I'd buried resurfaced. An affair? Betrayal's roots deepened. Humiliation burned. If true, her meddling wasn't just ego, it was erasure of my parents' legacy. Days blurred into planning, suspense building in quiet moments. I feigned excitement in calls with Valerie, her enthusiasm grating like nails on chalkboard. "I've ordered the floral arches, imported roses," she'd gush. Each detail fueled my obsession, fantasies sharpening. Expose her at the wedding? Ruin her socially? Fear crept in. What if revenge backfired, costing me Alex? Moral conflict raged. Was I becoming her, manipulative and cold? But resentment overpowered, pushing me forward. A week later, the first crack appeared. At a fitting, the dressmaker mentioned Valerie's specific instructions for a more traditional gown. Voluminous, not my sleek choice. Heartbreak hit anew. She was reshaping me. I confronted Alex that night, our dialogue charged. "She's not just changing the venue, she's changing us," I whispered, tears hot. He pulled me close, his breath warm on my neck. "Then we fight back. Subtly." His support ignited resolve, but doubt lingered. Was he hiding resentment toward me for dragging him into family drama? Suspense mounted as invitations went out. Valerie's doing, of course. Guests RSVP'd in droves, her network swelling the list. I overheard her at a lunch. "Emma's so grateful. Poor thing didn't know how to plan properly." Humiliation seared, obsession turning to action. I started digging, hiring a PI discreetly, guilt twisting as I transferred funds. Early findings. Valerie's business dealings shady, tax evasions whispered. Hidden motives clarified. The wedding was her PR stunt to distract from scandals. Inner turmoil peaked one rainy evening. Alone, I stared at wedding photos from mock-ups, fingers trembling. Anger at her betrayal clashed with guilt over my scheming. Fantasies darkened. Not just exposure but destruction. Fear of consequences loomed. What if it unraveled everything? Yet cold resolve hardened, she deserved it. The rehearsal dinner approached, tension palpable. Valerie arrived in a designer dress, air-kissing guests, her laughter a facade. As toasts flowed, I watched her, planning the pivot. Subtle foreshadowing in her glances at Alex, possessive, jealousy. The night ended with her pulling me aside. "Trust me, darling. This is for the best." Her words dripped manipulation, heightening suspense. I smiled, suppressing rage. Of course, Aunt Val. But inside the storm brewed. The wedding day dawned with deceptive calm, the sky a bruised gray mirroring my turmoil. Sunset Cove buzzed with workers erecting tents for 300, floral arches blooming like invasive weeds. I stood in the bridal suite, the voluminous gown Valerie chose clinging like a straitjacket, its lace itching against my skin. Humiliation from fittings resurfaced, but now laced with cold resolve. The PI's report burned in my clutch. Valerie's affair with my father confirmed via old letters, her help after Mom's death a guilt-fueled control grab. Worse, her business fraud, embezzling family trusts. Betrayal's full weight crushed. This wedding wasn't generosity. It was a smokescreen for her crumbling empire. Alex knocked, entering with a tense smile. "You look different." His words stung, revealing suppressed rage at the spectacle. Dialogue cut deep. "I hate this, Emma. It's not us." I touched his face, guilt flooding. "I know. But it'll be over soon." He searched my eyes, doubt flickering. "What are you planning?" I hesitated, moral conflict surging. Tell him and risk complicity or shield him. "Trust me." I echoed Valerie's lie, obsession pushing me onward. Guests arrived in waves, the venue's ocean breeze carrying laughter and clinking glasses. Valerie orchestrated like a director, her heels clicking on stone paths. I watched from afar, inner thoughts a maelstrom, denial gone, replaced by fantasies of her downfall. Planning had been meticulous, anonymous tips to reporters about her fraud, timed for post-wedding splash. But fear gnawed. What if it implicated me? Resentment fueled forward. She'd stolen my autonomy, now I'd strip hers. Ceremony time neared, suspense coiling like a spring. As I walked the aisle, alone per tradition, eyes bored into me. Valerie in the front row, beaming triumphantly. Alex waited at the altar, his hands fidgeting. Vows exchanged, rings slipped on, but tension hummed beneath. At the reception, toasts began. Valerie rose first, glass raised. "To Emma and Alex, may this grand day mark a new chapter." Her voice smooth, but I caught the undercurrent. Manipulation veiled as blessing. My turn came, heart pounding. I stood, microphone amplifying my breath. "Thank you, Aunt Valerie, for making this unforgettable." Pauses heightened drama. Guests leaning in. "You've always been there, shaping my life." Subtle hints dropped, even when secrets lingered. Her smile faltered, eyes narrowing. Inner resolve steeled. This was the pivot. As dancing started, I slipped away, meeting the PI in a shadowed alcove. "It's done," he whispered. Tips sent. Headlines tomorrow. Guilt twisted. Poetic justice or overkill. Back inside, Valerie cornered me. "What was that toast about?" Her tone sharp, revealing paranoia. Dialogue escalated. "Nothing, dear. Just gratitude." But her grip on my arm tightened. "Don't play games, Emma. I did this for you." Rage erupted internally. For me? No, for her absolution. Night deepened, ocean waves crashing like omens. Alex pulled me aside, worry etched. "Something's off with you." Confession tempted, but obsession silenced it. "Just nerves." He nodded, but distance grew, foreshadowing cracks. Climax built slowly. A guest approached Valerie, phone in hand. "Is this true?" "Fraud allegations." Whispers spread like wildfire. Her face paled, composure cracking. She scanned for me, eyes accusatory. Suspense peaked as reporters. Tipped off, gate crashed, flashes blinding. "Ms. Valerie, comment on the embezzlement." Chaos erupted. Guests murmured, Alex stared in shock. Valerie lunged toward me, voice a hiss. You did this. Denial flashed, then admission. You betrayed me first. The affair, the control, it's over. Her confession spilled in fury. Your father chose me. I deserved the life, not your mother. Heartbreak final, family secrets exposed. Her moral grayness laid bare. Twist struck as police arrived. Fraud tips leading to warrants. Valerie collapsed, clutching her chest. Heart attack. Ambulance wailed, guests scattering. Alex turned to me, horror in his eyes. You planned this. Guilt overwhelmed, obsessions cost clear. For us, I whispered, but he backed away. This isn't justice, it's destruction. In the aftermath, alone on the beach, waves lapping coldly, resentment faded to hollow regret. Revenge's payoff. Valerie ruined, but at what price? My marriage fractured, inner peace shattered. Poetic justice twisted. Betrayer betrayed, but the avenger left in ruins. Moral conflict resolved in unexpected consequences. Freedom tasted bitter, laced with the guilt of becoming what I despised.